There's a lot of truth about 99 Nights in the Forest, and well, we went over the deer, and we know a lot of the backstory about the deer, but the owl is the new one, and that one is super interesting.
Yeah, I agree with you. The owl, I thought the deer was pretty creepy and scary at times when I first started playing, but the owl takes it to like a whole nother level. And obviously, it has a lot of real life inspiration, just like the deer, you know?
It is, and there's so many things about the owl's behavior and why it is so odd, and its correlation with the deer and how the deer even responds to the owl adds a lot of different story. And there might be a darker truth here that a lot of people didn't even realize about the owl's origins and what and its connection to the deer. You want to start us off and dive into this a little?
Absolutely. And I think you talked about behavior there a little bit. If you like really like pay attention to what the owl's doing as you're playing, yeah, the owl doesn't actually attack you immediately. It kind of like drops down and it like watches you for a second. If you stand completely still, it'll fly back
Mhm.
away, which is completely different than what the deer is. It's watching you, but it reacts only if you move. It's like a super high level of intelligence, just in my opinion. Obviously, the way it tracks you and stuff.
Yeah, and it definitely is more intentional and not randomized. Like the deer can kind of be goofy at times. The deer will, it will run to the campfire, then run away, and it's like, wait a minute, what's going on there? But the owl definitely has more strategy. And then before the owl even got introduced, the lab was what told us about a little bit of its behavior and things. And regarding that, it was probably an experiment, a past experiment that went wrong.
Exactly, and in the Broken Lab, you can find like the two experimental like the tables, and that kind of hints at like like the origin, I guess, of both of them. Because I guess it would be assumed that the owl would be one and the deer would be the other. So it kind of shows you, I guess, a little bit of what the origin of the owl is. Excuse me. Uh, but it is kind of interesting though how the deer protects the children, because
Yeah.
I don't think the owl has the same kind of role. You know what I mean? If you want to kind of dive into that a little bit.
So we know the deer is like terrified of the owl. So like I really wonder if like the deer, like the owl is part of the reason that the deer is like so protective of the children to begin with. Because think about it, the owl could just swoop in and capture the children and take them wherever the owl wants, back to its nest or something. Maybe for future updates, we're going to see stuff like that. But the deer definitely runs from the owl, almost like cowards in fear, because it is stronger and deadlier and more powerful. So the owl could be one of the main reasons the deer is even trying to protect the children as well, by kidnapping them like that.
Yeah, I actually think we talking about. I haven't even really thought about that too much. Talking about like a future update, that would be crazy if the owl could come like take back
Mhm.
like the kids or stuff. But anyways, the deer, obviously there is like real like folklore related to the deer. We have the
Mhm.
Wendigo and stuff like that. There is also folklore related to the owl, like multiple different, I guess you could say, inspirations in real life of what the owl is. Have you heard about these?
Yeah, I guess the biggest one that I always tie to, and what I thought honestly we were getting into the game before it was an owl, was Mothman. Mothman is something that's very and when you look at the experiment sign, you really think that, hey, this could be Mothman. A lot of things kind of look like it's leading to Mothman, but come to find out it was an owl, and that surprised me. So it could have a resemblance, and it could be
Yeah,
based off of it though.
yeah, it could still have a little bit of inspiration, I think, from Mothman, just based on some ways it looks. But there was also the Owlman, which the Mothman comes from like West Virginia folklore. The Owlman, I believe, is like English folklore, which is a
Mhm.
very similar. It's a very similar kind of thing, except obviously it is the owl. I gotta eat, dude. I'm like starving. Hopefully, you just got food. Doing this live in game is always like exciting.
I know. We forget to eat and everything is a big problem. I just been kind of like fishing and assuring, we're on day 127 here, so.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Anyways, what's our video about? No, it's just it's got.
surviving, that's what it is.
Yeah, we're just
But I
out here.
mean, I guess even the Owlman and Mothman, it kind of just ties into the owl's behavior and kind of certifies that it could be based off one of those or something. But I mean, there's a lot of things about like symbolism for the or the feathers and stuff of this sort that you could kind of definitely question about why it's in the game and what purpose it plays in the game. And I mean, when you do make, or is it the cutscene like it says the owl has woken up or something?
Yeah,
Isn't that
yeah,
one of the
yeah. I
cutscenes?
believe it's like the owl has woken up. Yeah, 100%. I think that's what it says. Whenever the first ever owl cutscene, when it drops down and it grabs like a wolf and the deer's like cowering away. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's exactly what it says.
Do you think the owl was like a gateway into something even bigger being announced in like the future, maybe?
Yeah, I could say there's a good chance of that, honestly, because you know, I thought about this from the get go. You know, when you first had the science lab and stuff, and it had the little hint of the entity and the owl, and I feel like they haven't even 100% dived into like the things that were even like it tied like the owl to the ice temple and stuff like that, and it never even nothing ever even happened. So I think there's for sure more stuff coming that's going to be like even bigger as far as that goes.
Yeah, I definitely feel like that's the case because the ice temple is like flooded with the owl feathers and everything surrounding it. So like I thought for sure like it was gonna be like a boss that you summon in the temple or something, right? That you have to fight and kill there because why is there feathers in the temple? You know? What does that mean? And
Yeah,
why the feathers of all things? What does the researcher want the feathers for? I mean, you pick up the feathers, you bring them, he gives you gas canisters. Why? What do you want us to burn with those things? What are you researching here?
yeah, there's like a lot of the story that I'm not getting. You know, it's kind of what I feel like. There's a lot that's just like there is like left to be desired, I guess. And I've thought that for like a minute now since you know it's all happened. But I'm sure eventually they're gonna elaborate on it and probably expand the whole thing with the owl. Boom.
What do you think the researcher is trying to get from researching the owl, though, specifically?
Um,
What
I'm not
happened?
100%. I was just debating on my head what it could be. You're like, dude, did you
Oh,
leave? I'm not 100% sure. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, it kind of. I feel like they don't even lead you in like a really good direction of what it could be. I mean, fuel canisters being the reward is kind of weird too, though. Like for that of all
mhm.
things to be the reward. But then again,
Wait,
that could have just. Yeah, go ahead.
do we have the researcher here in this game?
No, I think they actually took the researcher out with this. I'm pretty sure they took it out with the new fishing update, which is interesting.
And why did they do that?
I don't know. I really don't know. Like, I don't know if they,
Now the
like,
feathers have no purpose at all.
exactly.
It's
I don't
like,
even know. Are there even feathers in the game anymore? Did they take those out too? I feel like they're adjusting so much stuff right now. Like they had a direction they were wanting to go with the owl, and then it's like they were like, well, we need to go in a separate direction to kind of build. They're probably trying to build the hype up even more, like create like a cliffhanger kind of feeling. So they're like, we're gonna do like
yeah.
a little crafting update kind of thing with the fishing update, and they're kind of like leaving us hanging on the owl story, the entire story and stuff. So kind of interested for us to get back to that and see what's going to happen, you know?
I didn't even realize or pay attention to that though. That the researcher and quite honestly, the feathers are gone too because I haven't seen a feather at all, even though the owl's been like attacking us and stuff.
Yeah, it literally killed us, or killed me not even that many days ago. So yeah, there was no feathers being found anywhere. So yeah, it's kind of interesting. I don't know why that
So I
is.
wonder why they did that, or if like they're doing it for a reason, like they want to change the lore. They have like a different direction they want to take the owl in now. That it could be the case, which I guess it's ever so changing there, but it's still it's incredibly interesting because the owl is like he kind of comes from above. You know, the deer. I would say the owl is kind of like the lead of the forest now. You know, he's like the most dangerous in the forest.
100%, yeah. I mean, if that's the only time I really even get scared when I'm out in the forest, if the owl's coming after me, like hungry deer, you could still get away from. Obviously, base deer, like you can get away from that without even trying. The owl is like super difficult to get away from. It's almost like you said, it's like the king of the forest now. You know?
Yeah, once the deer locks onto you, like I've almost like just one hit from the owl, by the way, one hit from the owl, and like you get like
Oh yeah,
destroyed.
and it's super hard to run away from. It's yeah, it's not the most pleasant time ever. I could say that. You know?
That's what I'm saying. But what do you
But
think the cultists and their role to the owl kind of plays, or do you think the owl was like? Because we always said like failed experiment, right? Was the deer also like a failed experiment? Because the cultists obviously do these rituals in the forest. I think maybe this could be a possibility. The deer, the deer could be like the theory that we prompted before. The mother of the children actually somehow got transformed into the deer, wants to protect the children and the forest. But the cultists don't even realize that. The cultists are like, oh, the deer. If we make these sacrifices to the deer, it's going to be fine and it's going to love us and all this stuff. So they don't even probably even know that the deer wasn't a failed experiment necessarily. And then you got the owl in it, the ice biome. You see the cultists also active there at the temple. So
yeah, Wow, you just blew my mind with all that. I was like,
Oh,
wow,
yeah,
dude, you've thought a lot about this, haven't you? uh,
exactly.
I do think that the owl provides a very difficult well, what's the I guess a pathway to traverse because the deer is supposed to be like the main thing about this game, right? Like everyone recognizes the deer. You put the deer in a YouTube thumbnail, you instantly get better views. Like it's the main thing. So, but you have an entity like the owl like the deer is scared of, and it's like stealing the spotlight in a way. So I've always kind of wondered how they're gonna like traverse that. If they maybe one day they just remove the owl altogether, and seeing that they removed the researcher and they removed the feathers, like I don't think they're gonna remove the owl, but like I am kind of like interested to see how that goes because of that
Well,
reason.
I'm just trying to think lore based, like why the ice temple had
Oh
so many
no.
feathers and what it
Oh
might
no.
have had to do with the owl. And why did you die?
I was trying to snipe from the top of the thing. Don't revive me. Leave
I don't
me
even
like
got.
this. Leave me like this. I deserve this fate.
Eh,
I deserve this fate.
unbelievable.
uh,
What?
they start making noises over here. Uh, they got me, dude. They got me. Oh, this is a serious video,
Wait, do
right? My
you do
bad.
you have
A
like
bandage?
yeah,
No, no. It didn't even
uh,
it didn't even prompt me like a self revive. That was kind of weird.
that is weird. Where's all your stuff?
I don't think I had anything. I was just right.
You didn't have no med kits or anything?
No, I used it to revive you. Not throwing you like any, not exposing any to the viewers of this video.
No problem. I got the answer to that.
All right. Dude,
Just cook you a little bit.
just take me to the cultist like sacrifice spot and see what happens. Maybe the owl will just.
I don't even know
swoop
where
in.
that is on the map. I don't even know if we found one on this one.
I don't think we did actually. No, I think I found one. I think I found one early
The
on.
fact that I don't have a bandage or a med kit, I remember having multiple med kits. What is going on here?
What happened to them? But
I
anyways,
think I
guys,
died and dropped one, and now I don't even got the med kit anymore.
he did it.
But
He did it on purpose. Anyways, I can't really do much for now because I am dead for some reason, laying on top of this fire. I don't know why he's doing this to me. Now he's trying to put me in the fire. Yeah, bro. Apparently, I didn't give off enough
That's
fuel.
not
so
working.
He's trying to.
Go
No,
over here.
no,
Not working. All right, your fish food now.
no,
There you
no,
go.
no. Oh.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
I'm under one.
Test out this laser fence real quick. That's not working. All right, let's go feed you to a wolf or something.
No, please,
Oh,
not an
jeez,
alpha
dude.
wolf though. Please, not an alpha wolf. Anything but that.
Ay,
No,
ay,
don't
ay.
just
All
leave
right,
me over here.
guys.
Anyways, guys, yeah, sorry for like we kind of ruined the serious video here, but hopefully you learned something,